YouTubers. Going to be reading from Matthew 14, verses 22 through 34. And it says, Immediately he made the disciples get into the boat and go before him to the other side, while he dismissed the crowds. And after he had dismissed the crowds, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. And what a perfect example for us. When life just crowds us every day with something, we have to learn to follow God's example by stealing away and going off to pray. When evening came, he was there alone. But the boat by this time was a long way from the land, beaten by the waves, for the wind was against them. And in the fourth watch of the night, he came to them, walking on the sea. That's like between 3 and 6 a.m. But when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified and said, "It is a ghost." And they cried out in fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Take heart, it is I. Do not be afraid. I'm your shepherd. I'm your heavy load bearer, and I know you recognize my voice." And Peter answered him, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." He said, "Come." You know, if you ask the Lord for clarity, he is willing to give it to you. So he did say, "Come." He honored Peter's request. So Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water and came to Jesus. Jesus allowed him to do something supernatural, to walk on water and make his way to him. Lots of people criticize Peter because he watched the waves around him. You probably would have too. But guess what? He got out the boat. Would you get out the boat to walk on the water in the first place? All right. So I'm in Matthew 14, and I am reading verse 27. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Take heart, it is I. Do not be afraid." And Peter answered him, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come on the water." He said, "Come." So Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water and came to Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid. Beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me." When you see yourself going down, have enough sense to call on the name of Jesus, because he can save you, and he will save you when you call on that name. Jesus immediately reached out his hand, that hand of power, that hand of restoration, and took hold of him, saying to him, "Oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt?" And you know, we get like that too. Life happens, and we get little doubts in us. But Jesus gonna come to our rescue. If we have called on that great name to be saved, he will never leave or forsake his own. Jesus immediately rushed out his hand and took hold of him, saying, "Oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt?" And when they got into the boat, the wind ceased. You see, when you call on that name, the contrary winds in your life can't defeat you. They may come, but they're not going to defeat you. And those in the boat worshiped him. Truly, you are the Son of God. And they were convinced. And when they had crossed over, they came to a land at Gennesaret. Gonna read a devotional going along with the reading of this word. We all will face trials. Realistically, you are either in a storm, just getting out of one, or about to enter one. That is the bad news. Here's the good news. We serve a good God who provides beautifully, especially during the dark periods of life. Today's passage tells of a stormy night on the Sea of Galilee. Jesus provides for us today just as he did for his disciples then. Today, let's look at some of the ways he does this. Welcome, Hera. First, the Father offers us his presence and the promise that he will never leave. Deuteronomy 31:8. We are able to live with a sense of comfort, courage, and confidence, no matter what the circumstances. Second, the Lord blesses his children with a pathway through trouble. He is in total control of our storm and will use the trial for his purpose. Thank you, Tom. We may not understand, but we can trust his hand to guide us and accomplish good. Third, the Father offers believers the potential to grow. Hardships are exercises in trust and times to learn more fully how God's power and love are. No one enjoys hard times, but remember to express gratitude for God's hand in your life and the way he will use the adversity, even though the trials are painful. Absolutely. They offer us the chance to trust our Creator and know him better. So if you've been blessed, I pray that you would subscribe to the video and not just watch. I want to grow the channel, not for my glory, but for God's. And I want to spread the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ when we trust and place our faith in Jesus Christ, calling on that great name to be saved. All right. See you on the next time.